suggestions about what I could do?
You mean the water drips down on it?
Yes.
Well, you could suspend a roofing material underneath it. The single-ply roofing materials could be set up underneath it so that the water comes through the deck, hits that roof, and then drains off to a preset location.
Single-ply roofing material.
Right.
I see. Okay, what, all right, I just have to find out what that is.
Yeah, well, there's a number of them. You know, you'd have to call a commercial roofer and get the approximate size. When you see a school roof going on or something with a lot of square footage,
yes,
you'll usually see these great big rolls of materials that a crane lifts up and puts on the top.
Uh-huh.
If your deck is not too large, frequently you could have a salvaged piece from that and it would do just what you want.
I see. Okay, fine. Well, thank you very much.
Okay.
All right.
You take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye. You're listening to The Home Show on Talk Radio 980 WRC.
Hey, Michael, here's the mail.
Oh, good.
This one's for you. This one's for you. This one's for occupant.
Oh, okay. Will you be occupant?
Huh?
I'll be resident.
A resident gets more mail.
I'm a popular guy.
Okay, who gets the bank statement?
The junk mail? I'll take it.
Oh, now here's something for dear animal lover.
Oh, that must be for Clark, the dog.
Oh, yeah, he likes mail.
Oh, look at this. We made $1.80 in interest last month.
That's it?
Yeah.
Yeah, what are we going to do with it all?
Well, I got a wild idea.
Yeah, for $1.80?
Yeah. How about we take the whole thing, the interest plus the principal,
Right,
and put it in a different bank?
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Maybe we should make you resident permanently.
Oh, I'd be honored. Do I get my own room?
A good bank should make it worth your while to save. At the Bank of Baltimore, we have great rates available on everything from short-term CDs to high-interest money market passbook accounts. So if your bank lets you down, call us up. Phone 907-2033 for the Washington area branch nearest you. The Bank of Baltimore, member FDIC.
For the first time in history, the D.C. Lottery's Lotto America jackpot has an estimated annuity value of $20 million. That's right, 20 million big ones. It happened here before. It could happen again. Winning $20 million will make this a 4th of July celebration you'll never forget. Get your tickets now. The drawing is Saturday night on Fox Television Channel 5. An estimated annuity value of $20 million in the D.C. Lottery's Lotto America game. Think big, win big.
Our name is Talk Radio. Our call letters are WRC. Our dial position is 980. And here's Stevie Wonder's newest song, singing about Kodak Ultralife batteries.
No matter what you do, that I'll be there for you. You can depend on me, yeah. Feel the power of a friend. Feel the time.
You know, beyond the connection, where the connection was made.
Right.
I have no problem. I have a problem with leakage through the area where the window was joined to the house.
Mm-hmm.
Rain-wise, no problem at all, but it happens in the wintertime when snow comes up and impacts in that alcove back there where the joint, where it came together.
Mm-hmm.
It's very difficult. It's a very narrow point back there. You can't even see what's going on back there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just impossible to try to figure out what to do with it, and I really don't know quite how to handle it. What I've done, actually, to know that it's coming from back there, is last year I put some plastic sheathing over that area there so that the snow couldn't go back into the inside, and I had no problem at all. So I've got to assume that the snow, you know, it became ice back in there, and as it melted, it dripped down through the joint.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me what to do?
Well, if it's snow being driven through,
yeah,
it'll be driven through when there's a pressure differential, when there's high pressure on one side and low pressure on the other. That's the only way things are going to move horizontally.
Yeah.
So there would be snow and wind combination, right?
Well, no, there's no wind. It's just that what's happening is that the snow goes in there and it impacts and becomes ice. You know, it'll freeze in there.
What goes in where?
It goes into that area between the roof overhang and where the bay window comes up and joins it.
In the top of the bay.
Top of the bay, that's correct. It doesn't come in while it's snowing. But what will happen is, of course, when it gets cold, that turns to ice.
Well,
when
see,
it starts to melt, it melts down through.
Yeah, well, you're talking ice damming is what you're really talking.
Okay.
Okay, and now we're hitting it. We got an article on ice damming that will make your life a whole lot easier. And we have an article on that we titled "Forgiving the Damned," that's how to modify roofs so that they don't get ice damming in the future. You're welcome to write for both of those, but essentially, Ice damming occurs when snow melts.
Yeah.
And it melts and runs down, and it gets to a point where it's cold again, refreezes. And now the follow-on melt comes down, meets that ice, it builds up and backs up and comes in. So you got a backup situation coming in. You have to find a way to prevent the ice damming, which is either to produce a cold surface so the snow does not melt, or to get rid of the snow, or to build in some forgiveness so even if it melts, it can't penetrate. What is the roofing on your bay window?
It's just a regular
Asphalt shingle, that's what I thought.
asphalt shingle.
Okay, suggestion is in something like this, you're probably well advised. How much shingling is there? Not much, right?
No, just a small amount.
The suggestion here would be to get some single-ply snow and ice shield WR Grace material or equivalent. Tear off your existing shingles, lay this on, then shingle back over it. So even if it melts, it won't come in.
I see. And that you mentioned that in the article and so forth because I wanted to write for that.
Yep.
Okay, and write to you in care of WRC.
Right.
Thanks a million.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Maybe thanks 100. That's that's about all. Jim in Alexandria, good afternoon. Welcome to WRC.
Yes, Mike, I have two quick questions.
Okay.
I put down asphalt tile in my basement rec room. It is all buckled and come back up, so I tried another spot and put a mastic underneath. It still buckles and comes up. That's question number one. What am I doing wrong?
Well, you may be putting far too much mastic there, or you may have a moisture problem. If you...
The first time I didn't put any mastic. I just used the stick-on tile.
Oh, you did, and it buckled and came up?
Yes.
Do you have a moisture problem in the slab?
Well, I don't. I guess I must. It seems that yes. I would say yes.
All right. There's an easy way to find out. If you go down there and find is the concrete completely covered at this point?
No, it's starting to buckle. I've already taken up a few pieces.
All right. If you take a piece of tin foil and put it down and tape it to the floor, and come back later, will you find some condensation on the back side of the tin foil?
I see. On the underside.
Correct.
Okay, I'll check that. And if I do, I can't put that kind of tile down there.
Well, you're going to have a problem.
I see. What can you surface? What can you make? How can you make a rec room look nice that has that problem?
I think you could probably do a number of things. I think you could probably take a vapor barrier and pull it across the floor. You could probably take some particle board material. Gosh, stuff keeps getting past me. It's like a Celotex material that you could lay on the floor and put carpeting over that.
I see.
Pad out your floor by about 5/8 of an inch.
I got you. So carpet over particle board or some such material.
With a vapor barrier against the floor. Right?
A vapor barrier, they'll know what I mean when I ask for that.
6 mil polyethylene.
6 mil polyethylene.
Right.
All right, the second question, Mike, is that if I want to order dirt to build up the outside, like to angle it away as you suggested in the past.
Right.
The dirt, will you just use the yellow pages and ask for dirt?
Well, you'd look around for a construction site, usually. Okay, you're living in Alexandria?
That's right.
You can usually drive by a construction site, and frequently, if there's excess dirt on the site, there's a sign on it that says free dirt.
Oh, great.
You know, be careful. Some of it may be expansive soil, but you just want to get some heavy clay content soil, and that'll do it.
Thanks so much for your help.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye. Louise in Silver Spring, good afternoon.
Thank you for taking my call.
You're welcome.
I'd like to ask you about something that I cut out of a little merchandiser paper that I found in January. I still haven't done anything about it. It was an advertisement for concrete repair that works, and the name of it was introducing Pavon, P-A-V-O-N, the ultimate concrete and asphalt repair. Do you know anything about that?
No, ma'am.
Well, they say it's been used in the Midwest for 10 years. And the company has a Montgomery County home license, I see, but I have never
all that means, for most of these licenses, it means nothing, technically. It means you pay your taxes.
Yes, I agree. However, they say that they can repair without tearing up. And my problem is that I have some outside basement steps that they never did have a really good concrete covering. The aggregate was too heavy for something, and we've had them repaired a couple of times, and now they're getting kind of old, and I think tearing them out is a mess.
Oh, good. You know, and then I'm going to leap over tall buildings in a single bound.
Right.
The problem, see, is I can leap over. It's this terrible acceleration on the far side where you go crashing onto the sidewalk, you know. So.
Okay, well, thanks very much.
My pleasure. Take care. Bye-bye. You're listening to The Home Show on Talk Radio 980 WRC.
Here's why State Farm insures more homes than anyone else. When you add it all up, State Farm adds up to a great homeowner's insurance value. Why? Well, consider the protection. Consider the personal one-to-one service you get from your State Farm agent. Consider the fast, fair claims handling State Farm is famous for. Add it all up, and you've got a better buy. That's why State Farm insures more homes than anyone else.
And like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
It's horse number 5.
Dick.
It's neck and neck.
Dick.
What?
I know how much you love photo finish from the Virginia Lottery.
Yes, I do. It's post time again. Ring, and I'm off. It's number 2. It's looking good for 2.
And I understand how much you'd like us to win a top prize of $5,000, $10,000, or $15,000.
And horse number 2 loses at the tape.
But aren't you getting a little carried away? That saddle you nailed to the exercycle, could you get rid of that?
I'm coming down the stretch, Millie. It's number 9.
Dick, there's mud all over the den.
It's down to the wire for 6.
And those funny clothes you're wearing.
My checkered riding suits?
You have to wear them all the time?
Honey, I think we can work out a pari-mutual agreement about that after the final race of the afternoon.
Okay, just do me a favor.
What?
Get the haystacks out of the living room before dinner.
Okay.
Photo Finish, the new instant game from the Virginia Lottery. If your ticket has a winning match, you could win anything from a free ticket to $15,000. Overall chances, 1 in 5.22.
Okay, Millie, I'm headed for the bale of hay. I'm rounding the turn out.
Don't forget your riding crop.
Photo Finish. It's a real run for your money.
When the days stretch out and the sun has warmed the fields all season long, when the cherries just start turning red on the trees and the apricots take on a golden glow, that's when you're glad that Smucker's takes fruit like this and turns it into Smucker's jams and jellies. With a name like Smucker's, it has to be good.
WRC Talk Radio time is 12:52. I'm Mike Lennon. Next up is Roger McClure with the Real Estate Show, and he'll be on from 1 to 4, and then from 4 to 7, Evan Haining with the Tradio Show. Got a 4th of July weekend coming up here. Hope everybody has a nice time. Stay away from those fireworks that that go bing, bang, boom. They can hurt people, and just be careful, please, please. We need every listener we've got. George in Alexandria, good afternoon. Welcome to WRC.
Thank you, Mike. Good afternoon to you, too. I have a liability question. I'm wondering if I can get your opinion whether I ought to pursue it or not.
Go ahead.
Basically, I bought a townhouse with my daughter about the end of the last year. And it had inspected before settlement and everything. And I got a contract with an air conditioning firm. And prior to having the air conditioning turned on this summer, my daughter had it turned on. I had it out inspected. That happened, say, like on a Tuesday. And when they inspected it, everything went okay. Checked the pressure and everything else and recharged the unit and all those good things. Well, finally, the following weekend, my daughter was out of town, and when she came back, the water damage to the ceiling and quite a few clothes in one of the closets were damaged because the drain had backed up.
She's got an overhead air handler? Units in the attic?
It was in the, it's a 3-level, it was in the upper level.
Yeah.
And basically, so I called them and they came out. What happened was the
condensate drain was blocked.
The condensate drain was blocked up as it goes out of the house. And there was a little diverter put in there to make sure the water went down rather than flow back in again. He pulled that out and about a 4 or 5 inch slug of goop, and all the water came out. My question is if I have any claim to push the people or not. In other words,
to an extent, I think you do. I think a good company will routinely check those condensate drains.
Yeah, that's what I kind of felt, too.
Especially when it's in an overhead location. The other thing I have to point out to you is if you have an overhead air handler for air conditioning, it's real wise to have a drip pan underneath it with its own drain.
Well, it had that. It has a separate drain for that. But the thing was it backed up through the ceiling, and apparently the line itself, somewhere along there, wasn't all that tight. Well, took care of it as long as it was gravity, but I guess as
soon as it filled up, it spilled, yeah.
It spilled, yeah.
It's a tough one. Don't know what to tell you. What does your insurance company say about it?
Well, I'm going to talk to them. I didn't mention to I put a claim in the insurance company, but I was just thinking about telling them about the contract they had with the air conditioning company.
Right.
I think maybe let them handle it.
See what happens. It sounds like you've got some grounds there. I don't know. It's a good question for a lawyer. Roger McClure's a lawyer. He'll be in here soon.
Well, you read the contract and it says, it's not responsible for piping and all those other good things. So, but my feeling was if they would have done the job right, they would have found the problem. They never would have occurred.
Maybe. Don't know.
Don't know.
I know this, that many surprises will occur. I know that we can go into houses, for instance, and run all the drains. And what's interesting, in an unoccupied house, if it's unoccupied for, say, 2 months before somebody moves in,
right.
With the older drains, the older galvanized drains, there's a higher probability that the drain will back up on those. It seems like they rust up when they're dry, and then they back up when somebody finally uses it.
Yeah, well, these are all plastic pieces.
Yeah, yep.
All those good things.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Don't know.
Okay. Well, thanks anyway.
Run it by Roger, and I'll listen on my way out of here.
Okay. Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye. You're listening to The Home Show on Talk Radio 980 WRC.
Results keep your business going. Results come with hard work and practical advertising. That's why successful decision makers know all about the potential of WRC advertising. WRC reaches the consumers who reach for products and services like yours daily. In fact, they could be hearing your message right now. Tap the power of WRC advertising. Phone Judy Scully at 587-4900 to find out how. A call today means results tomorrow. Ask for Judy Scully at 587-4900.
WRC Talk Radio time is 12:57. I'm Mike Lennon. This is The Home Show. Next up is Roger McClure. Mary in Berwyn Heights, good afternoon. Welcome to WRC.
Help. I want to help my daughter out. She had a roofer come out last week. She's got a leak in the corner of her upstairs bedroom that started working on the wallboard. He didn't even go in the attic, and he told her the roof is fine, but the plywood is buckled. So does that mean the whole roof has to come off of her townhouse and all new plywood put back? Should she get 2 or 3 opinions?
Well,
She's
it's
got
always...
an attic van.
Well, none of these may be related, Mary. How old is her townhouse?
10 to 11 years.
10 to 11 years. And the reason why I asked that is I was trying to see if it might have this fire retardant treated plywood on it, but apparently it won't. Okay, it's too old for that.
Was it not nailed down properly?
Well, buckled plywood or buckled material generally comes from an expansion due to moisture condensation, excess levels of moisture. Wood is hygroscopic and means it absorbs water. And when it does that, it expands in size. And with most roofs, when it's a condensation problem on the underside of the roof, then the underside will expand more than the top side and it buckles down. So you see these little dish shapes in the roof. And it depends on how much there is. Is there a whole lot of it, or is it just near the eave edge?
I think it's just on the front, but you can't put a half roof on because the condo won't let her.
Oh, well, I don't know about that. Okay.
They can't match the asbestos roof clean stuff up. I don't think the color, so it would have to go on as a new roof, I guess.
That's interesting. And who is responsible for the roofing on the condo association?
She will be.
For the roof sheathing? Oh, now here's where you're getting into fine points when you get into condos. They are probably she may be responsible for... Oh, well, maybe all of it. If she's responsible for the shingles, maybe she's responsible for all the materials underneath as well.
Well, how can she, if she has all this done, how can she avoid it happening and, buckling again?
Well, you put it down correctly. And first, you have to know what went wrong. And when you put plywood down, generally you leave little gaps and spaces around its perimeter so that when it does swell or expand a little bit, it can have some expansion room. However,
I'll tell you, she did have the fan break down near the fall, but that was after the heat of the summer. And she didn't put a new one in.
Well, I would expect condensation to occur in the winter. Okay.
In the winter.
Right. So I think you might be looking at some ventilation increases. You're welcome to write for an article on Forgiving the Damned, and it'll tell you how to do that.
Okay.
All righty.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, thank you very much, Gail Wright, producer, and thank you very much, Asantiwa Mawusi, technical coordinator. Is that the best name you've heard? All day, every day? You bet it is. You bet it is. You couldn't pick a better one. I'm Mike Lennon. This is The Home Show. I won't see you for a while. Skip, Gus. You know, he can never figure out which name to call him. He'll be in for the next couple of weeks while I go out and let Trout make a fool out of me. So give him a call and stay tuned for Roger McClure. And next up is NBC's News. Bye for now.
Talk Radio 980 WWRC Washington.
This is the NBC Radio Network. I'm Dick Bertel. Remnants of Tropical Storm Allison are expected to bring heavy rains to parts of Texas, Louisiana, Tennessee, Alabama, and Mississippi today. The town of Winfield, Louisiana has been pelted with more than 20 inches of rain in the last 3 days, and more is on the way. Winfield Mayor Max Kelly.
The American Red Cross is here, the Salvation Army, the Louisiana National Guard, and we have a real critical situation in that there are 2 dams that are earthen dams, and we look for them to bust at any time.
In Florida, hundreds of law enforcement officers are cooperating in a statewide sting operation aimed at slowing street-level drug traffic. In Fort Lauderdale, the director of the Organized Crime Bureau, Steve Berticelli, explains why they're going after the crack buyers as well as the dealers.
Some of these communities are almost like a supermarket effect, where you have such a tremendous volume of drugs that enforcement has to step in and do something. So the only method we can use to shut those neighborhoods down is to go after both the dealer and the people coming in to purchase.
The State Department is considering filing a formal protest with the Cuban government after an American Airlines jetliner was denied permission by Cuban air traffic controllers.
Looked at the Kmart photo centers. I knew there was something I forgot.
Good. Were you satisfied?
Oh, my, yes. I can see why Kmart is America's #1 film developer.
Indeed.
It cost me several $1,000s, but it was worth it.
Gee, Mrs. Maxwell, the photo centers pride themselves in quality developing at low Kmart prices. How many rolls of film were developed?
Several thousand.
When did you take all these pictures, Mrs. Maxwell?
Over the past 40 years or so.
40 years.
You should see the picture of me getting a hug from Ellen Ladd at the Copacabana. Clear as a bell.
40 years.
And there's one of me with my first beehive hairdo. Wonderful.
40 years.
Yes, I knew there was something I forgot.
The quality, the price, the convenience. As long as you're coming to Kmart, don't forget the film.
That 4th of July picnic next week could expose you to Lyme disease. The crippling illness is spread by ticks that live in the grass. Lyme disease expert Paulette Cooper tells what you can do to prevent contracting the illness.
Cover yourself. Ticks crawl up on you. They're not like fleas that jump up on you. So you should not go barefoot. You should not wear sandals that are open. You should try to wear beach cover-ups whenever possible.
Officials are concerned that Chinese police have stepped up their guard outside the U.S. Embassy in Beijing. As diplomats and American citizens hold a July 4th party in the embassy, 8 police equipped with submachine guns stand outside. Pravda reports officials responsible for a Siberian gas pipeline ignored warnings of poor construction days before it exploded, killing at least 500 people and causing the Soviet Union's worst rail disaster. A gas leak ignited by 2 passing trains caused the blast. This is the NBC Radio Network.
Howdy, I'm Slim. These are the boys.
Howdy.
We're Fritos Rustlers, right, boys?
Right.
Today, we rustled a whole new kind. Wild and mild ranch Fritos corn chips. Right, boys?
Right.
Dig in, boys. They got a creamy ranch flavor we can't resist. Right, boys? Boys? Yeah! That's burning, boys. Come back with them Fritos. Rustle up new wild and mild ranch flavor Fritos corn chips. And make sure you got a spare.
I never thought that our granddaughter Emily took after the rest of the family. She had to go off and do her own thing, and about the only time she ever shows up is Christmas. And anyway, the other day, this guy drove up to the door with a big arrangement of flowers. I kept trying to tell him it wasn't for me, but I looked at the card, and it was from Emily. There's only one other woman that ever gave me flowers, ever. Maybe Emily does take after her.
Nothing feels like flowers, and there's a florist near you. Sponsored by AFMC.
Martina Navratilova swept into the 4th round at Wimbledon today, beating Nicole Provis of Australia 6-0, 6-3. Navratilova took 48 minutes on center court to eliminate Provis, a French Open semifinalist last year. In the 4th round, Navratilova will meet one of her old rivals, Hanna Mandlikova, the number 14 seed who beat Donna Faber of the United States 6-2, 6-4. I'm Dick Bertel on the NBC Radio Network.
The weather outlook for the July 4th holiday weekend looks good. The WRC Weather Center forecast mostly sunny and pleasant today, highs around 85. Fair tonight, low 60. For Sunday, partly sunny and warmer, high 85 to 90. Partly sunny and more humid on Monday with highs 85 to 90. For Tuesday, the July 4th holiday, partly sunny, hot and humid with a chance of afternoon thunderstorms, high 90. You're listening to Talk Radio 980, WRC.
Talk Radio 980,
Good afternoon, I'm Roger McClure, a local real estate and tax attorney real estate investor, and I'll be here for the next 3 hours to take your questions and comments on real estate. We'll talk about equity sharing, tax-deferred exchanges, whether you should buy or rent. And if you'd like to call 882-WRC1. And the Real Estate Show is brought to you by Attack Exterminators. You need some extermination, call Attack Exterminators. Other subjects we talk about on this show is how to sell your house now that we're in a slower market. Should you refinance your loan now? What if you have a adjusted loan? Is it a good idea to get rid of that adjustable rate loan and go to a fixed rate? The number, 882-WRC1. What about these TV shows you see on late-night TV about getting rich in WRC1, whether in D.C., Virginia, or Maryland? Now let's talk with Walt from Gaithersburg. Walt, you're on WRC.
Yes, good morning. Good afternoon, Roger.
Good afternoon.
Yes, I own a few investment properties here in Gaithersburg, and I'm considering a new tenant now, and they're very responsible people. It's a gentleman and his cousin that are very interested in my townhouse. And the one applicant has an elderly mother. And I just called to discuss the situation with them, the possibility of them leasing my property. And they mentioned to me that his mother fell on the stairs in the apartment they're living in now, and they had to take her to the hospital. And I guess I'm a little concerned that if I should take on these tenants, what are my risks or implications of having an elderly person in my property, and should she injure herself? Because I have a number of stairs in my townhouse. To get in, the house is built on a slab, so even to get into where the kitchen area is, the stairs are steep, and to go up to the bedroom, there's stairs. And I'm concerned that if since she's older and she should fall and injure herself on my property, that I may be held liable.
Well, you can be held liable. That's why whenever you have renters, you always have liability insurance.
Yeah, I do have that.
And that can be a rider on your homeowner insurance or your rent insurance or other insurance that you might have. So that's the first thing that you need to have. And then also you should point out to this lady that you do have these steps, but you really don't have any choice, because if you decided not to rent to her, that you'd be guilty of age discrimination, which you can't do. So you can also ask what provisions they're going to make sure that if she does fall down and can't get to a phone, that someone will look in after her. And ask someone to maybe be also financially responsible on the lease, but you can't refuse to lease to her for those reasons.
Yeah, well, she would be living with her son, so there'd be two other, there would be three adults.
That would be better than...
So then her by herself, certainly.
Right.
Okay, very good. I'll be, thank you very much. I'll be careful.
Okay. Very good. Thank you for the call. The number is 882. I'm Roger McClure on the Real Estate Show, 980 WRC.
For more than 20 years, Mount Vernon Realty has done a lot more than help families buy and sell homes. We've understood their goals, aspirations, and dreams. You see, we've always believed that real estate is a people business, which is why more people believe in us.
Mount Vernon Realty has made a name for themselves by offering the most effective real estate programs while never losing sight of the value of person-to-person service.
With Mount Vernon's #1 rated home show and America's #1 relocation network, Home Equity, I know my home will be marketed to buyers across the street and across the country.
Mount Vernon Realty has the experience in this market, and that's important because I want a company that's going to be there for my family today and in the years to come.
From the hunt country of Virginia to the waterfront of Annapolis and everywhere in between, if you're buying or selling, choose the company that sold nearly $3 billion in real estate last year. Mount Vernon Realty. We're everywhere you want to live.
It's the right choice, if you want the best selection. It's the bright choice, the Lamp and Shade Center.
For many years, the Casablanca Fan Company has been synonymous with the finest ceiling fans in America. And no one in Washington sells more Casablanca products than the Lamp and Shade Center. In celebration of the 4th of July, the Lamp and Shade Center is offering half-price savings on all Casablanca fans, featuring the famous Four Seasons fan, starting at only $179.95. So visit one of the 7 Lamp and Shade Centers in Rockville, Chevy Chase, Alexandria, Springfield, Falls Church, Manassas, and the Superstore in Fairfax.
Receive. PCR is in the yellow pages, or call in Maryland, 646-0400.
That's 646-0400. In Virginia, phone 255-0760. That's 255-0760. Mention this ad and receive 5% off any annual service contract.
Talk Radio WRC.
Roger McClure here, talking about real estate. The number 882-WRC1, and if you're in a Bell Atlantic mobile phone or in any mobile phone, call us 555-WRC1, but if it's Bell Atlantic, then it's a free call from Talk Radio 980 WRC. Let's talk with Rosa from Chevy Chase. You're on WRC.
Yes, I wanted to talk with you about the various choices I might have to ease out of my home and still live in it. It's not urgent yet, but with the doubling of the taxes and the upkeep that is coming up,
Yes.
I need to plan.
Okay, there is, of course, reverse mortgage. Another plan is, do you have relatives, a son or daughter that's still living or around?
Yes.
Another one is the lease option, lease sale, where you would sell the house to your son or daughter and then lease it back on a long-term lease.
Well, that I'm not going to consider. I am going to consider selling, but having an income as long as I wish to remain in the house. That's what I would like, and having enough left over, hopefully, that they would, the children would receive some. And I do not know really what a reverse mortgage might entail. I do know that I have one offer which may or may not be substantive.
Okay, Rosa, what a reverse mortgage does, the way it works is it does meet your goals of getting income from the house and still staying there. And basically what happens is they are loaning you money, and it's money that builds up as a loan against the house. And so rather than you paying this back, the house is going to pay it back when it's sold. And typically what happens is, let's say they advance you $1,000. That becomes $1,000 debt, and often the interest rate will be a variable rate that will be 12 to 14%. So after the first month you've got that $1,000 advanced, then they earn 12% interest on it, and then next month you get another $1,000, but the interest then is on the $1,000 you already got plus the interest on that $1,000. In other words, it's compounded. You're familiar with compounding in a savings account. It's compounded monthly often on the reverse mortgage. And what happens in that situation is if you go several years with that, because of the effect of compounding and taking the money out, you can pretty much eliminate all the equity in your house unless you have a pretty expensive mortgage, and you should get a pretty expensive house, that is. You should get a projection on that. So I think a reverse mortgage in many instances will help you meet the goal of getting income and staying in the house, but often the total equity will be eaten up unless you have, say, over a $200,000 house.
What if I did it the other way? What if I sold the house and there was an agreement, and I would hope that this could be made. I might have to go to a tax lawyer or something like that. If this is in Chevy Chase, and it's about 1/3 of an acre, it's 2 buildable lots. One has my house on it, so it does have substantive value.
Right.
And the person on the other corner enjoys the garden and the fact that there is no house scrounging up and nestling up against her, and would like very much to buy this property.
Yes.
Now, what is entailed if I should sell this to her and she pay me?
Is it already subdivided, the lots?
Well, unfortunately, yes. I'm paying on one built-on lot and one non-improved.
So the other lot is a separate subdivided lot already?
Yes.
Well, that's very good. I think then you can meet your goals by selling that other lot. And what you would do if you wanted to sell it to the other person, you could take, say, 10% down and take back financing at a 10 or 11% interest. And you could earn a good interest off of that, a good income on it, and you could stay in the house that you're in that's on the house that's on the lot that you're not selling. And since you do have the two lots, then I think your program could work very well, and you'd have a lot of equity left in the house that you're still living in, that lot that's still there. So I think that would work. Probably that's your best alternative. And Rose, that's a good example of how it's very, very important to have other assets when you get older, so that if you want the money, you can then sell those assets and be able to stay in your home and still be able to pass on that home equity to your children. It's 882-WRC1 as our number. I'm Roger McClure on 980 WRC.
On July 4th, Americans everywhere celebrate the same way. They barbecue. While you're planning your family's festivities, remember, you can do a lot less running around and a lot more celebrating if you shop for all your 4th of July needs at Safeway. This week, Safeway is featuring fresh, lean pork spare ribs. They're great for barbecuing, and they're on special. You'll also save on Lay's potato chips. A regular $1.39 bag is now just 69 cents. And you can beat the heat with Cragmont sodas. Get a full case of sodas. That's 24 12-ounce cans for just $3.99. For fresh fruit lovers, sweet and juicy Big cherries are only 89 cents a pound. And don't forget, Safeway is open on the 4th. So even if the kids drink all the soda before the guests arrive and the dog knocks the hot dog buns into the pool, Safeway's got you covered.
Come see the difference at Safeway.
Oh, hey, dude, you gotta wait in line. You know, like this is 1989, so, chill out.
Come on back. Back to the good old days, when the customer always came first.
Good morning, Mr. Garber. May I help you? How's Billy's Little League team? Are you coaching this year?
At NVR Savings Bank, we bring personal service back to banking. With the attention you deserve and the people you'll trust. Longer hours and shorter lines, so you'll get in and out quickly. And convenient locations in McLean, Tyson's Corner, Chesterbrook, and Reston. At NVR Savings Bank, we're ready to serve you with everything from free checking, no strings attached, to personal deposit management. The choice is yours. Or NVR Savings Bank, your bank for personal service.
At Herb Gordon Auto World, your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer, our customers say it best.
Customer satisfaction is the most important aspect of any business.
Maurice Simpkins, Vice President, Ryland Homes.
Within customer satisfaction, you are making a statement about the quality of your product, and I think that Herb Gordon takes the extra step.
Mark Vogel, President, the Mark Vogel Companies.
A Mercedes is a Mercedes. You can buy it anywhere. What I like is the people at Herb Gordon. They know that my time is important, and when I take my car in there, I don't have to ask a lot of questions. They take good care of me, and they don't waste any of my time. And that is very important to me.
Many people who have found the keys to success also have the keys to a Mercedes.
Lower interest rate.
Hey.
I don't know if it's relevant. The mortgage company is also owned by the company that constructed the condominiums.
Mm-hmm.
And since they haven't written me lately telling me that they love me, I'm just wondering why they would be doing this.
Well, you're wondering why, they think they're doing something nice for you. Well, what's your present interest rate?
It's about 13%.
Oh, well, they probably expect that you're going to refinance that interest rate. If it goes from 13 to 11,
They're offering about 11.
That's above the current market, because the current market's more between 9.5 and 10. So they would love you if you took out an 11% mortgage. They're going to assume that you'll get rid of the 13, and generally, since the market's at 9.5 to 10, you would be well advised probably to get rid of a 13% mortgage, because you would come out ahead as long as you're going to live there for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So I would definitely consider refinancing at this time. I would not consider refinancing with them at 11% unless the advantage of refinancing with them will be so much better than someone else. And it might be better with them because if they are able to do the paperwork so that they don't have to go through all the expenses of a new survey,
no
appraisal,
qualifying, no occupancy requirement.
Yeah.
It just sounds too good to be true.
Well, it isn't too good to be true because still, Beverly, they're going to make a lot of money from you because you're going to be borrowing 11% and nobody else they can loan to at 11% now. And they probably are very afraid that you might give up on them and get rid of this lovely 13% mortgage where they're really making big bucks from you now.
Now, they say it's a qualifying, assumable FHA mortgage. Is there any problem that I should think about with that type of mortgage?
The problem with the FHA mortgage is that it's good when you're putting very little money down, and it's not very good, in my opinion, when you're putting a lot of money down.
I put very little down.
Well, I mean, see, it might be worth a lot more, and if the loan is, let's say the FHA loan would be 80% of value, then if you went and got a conventional loan, you wouldn't have to pay any mortgage insurance. But even if you have an 80% loan to value with FHA, in other words, the loan was now 80% of the present value of your real estate, you would still have to pay a fairly hefty 3.8% mortgage insurance premium. So that's a big disadvantage of the FHA mortgage if you don't need to have that mortgage insurance premium. In other words, it's less than 80%. And in addition, 11% is above market for an FHA. So if we were in a situation a couple of years from now where the market was at 10% and you have 11% FHA, it's going to be a little bit harder to make that assumable. But generally, an FHA loan that's assumable at market can be a very good mortgage to have if you don't put much money into the property. Thank you for the call, Beverly. Let's talk with Ellen from Arlington. You're on WRC, Ellen.
Yes, Roger. How do you select a good residential salesperson? Many of my friends are getting those persons. It seems that they're interested in listing the property, and they never see them again until the listing is up.
Well, I think that's certainly a very important point. And what you would do is the usual recommendation, I think, is good, and that is interview 3. Find out how many properties they have sold in your neighborhood. Have them put together a comparable market study and give them a plea based on how much reaction you get from them and how much you get from them during the period where you're trying to make a selection.
This is before you actually sign in.
That's right, yes. That's right. You interview 3 of them and you ask all 3 to provide a market analysis for you, what you think it should be listed for. And just don't take the one that gives you the highest price, but the one that has the best reasoning, and then ask them questions. Well, how would you market this house? Who do you think the typical buyer would be? How would you write an ad? And find out. And if they don't say, oh, I write ads, well, that's done by someone else or something. You know, that's the answer, then you don't want that person. And don't give them a long listing. Give them a couple months. Try them out. They're no good. It's very important.
You don't have a long time, up here to do this because your sales period is such a limited period of time. The thing of it is to have acquaintances, and they've really gotten stuck with giving people a month or 2 or maybe 3 months, and they never see them again.
Well, then you know that those are the...
up, and of course you immediately discount those.
Right.
But of all the numbers of people there are selling property around you, I would want to have somebody that's hustling.
That's right.
And I don't know exactly how to find it.
Well, one of the ways is you can look at the ads in the paper, and they always list the big sellers. And the people are big sellers. They're big sellers for good reasons. Mm-hmm. And because they know how to sell the houses, they know how to hustle, they know what it needs to be done. And some of them will, unless you want to go with their program, the big sellers, they'll refuse to work with you. And because they know what sells houses.
Well, thank you very much, Roger.
Okay, thank you for calling. The number 882-WRC1. Bell Atlantic phone user or any mobile phone, call us at 555-WRC1. 882-WRC1. I'm Roger McClure on 980 WRC.
Today's excitement about heat pumps is no mystery. The best of them provide truly remarkable economy in both heating and cooling. The first Carrier heat pump installation was in 1932. They've spent the last 50 years refining their heat pump expertise. Carrier heat pumps demonstrate the value of that unexcelled experience in the way they perform and the way they last. And now through August 4th, Silver Spring Air Conditioning and Heating is offering $200 off the purchase of a Carrier high-efficiency heat pump when you mention you heard it on the radio. Other Carrier models offer $100 off. Act now and get Carrier engineering and quality, Silver Spring Air Conditioning's 20 years of experience, and a $200 offer. Call Silver Spring Air Conditioning and Heating at 564-1555. That's 564-1555. Call today for that comfort you and your family deserve. A heat pump will keep you cool in the summer and warm in the winter. The number again, 564-1555. Remember, Carrier isn't comfortable until you are. Member of the Metro Washington Heat Pump Association.
Own a piece of America and peace of mind. That's right. A $200 U.S. savings bond is yours direct from GE when you buy a new GE Space Center through-the-door ice dispenser refrigerator. A $200 piece of the good old USA and the convenience of crushed ice and chilled water at your fingertips from GE. A $200 Series EE bond in the tradition of Roosevelt and Lincoln and Truman, plus the innovative technology of the GE Space Center 27 with a spacious 26.6 cubic foot interior, the storage flexibility and easy clean convenience of glass shelves, adjustable door shelves that can hold a real gallon jug of good old U.S. milk. This special savings bond offer on GE refrigerators is for a limited time, so hurry in today to see this and other offers.
At Bray & Scarf, 9 locations, and Glebe Radio and Appliances, Arlington. Are you stuck with a car problem no one can solve? Does your car need work while you need advice? Listen to Pat Goss, Sunday morning from 7 to 10. Pat will really listen to you, and chances are you'll get your questions answered. Join Pat Goss for advice, information, and conversation about your automobile. Sunday morning at 7.
From the WRC Weather Center this afternoon, mostly sunny and pleasant, highs around 85. Tonight, fair, lows 60 to 65 in the suburbs to around 70 downtown. Sunday, partly sunny and warmer, highs 85 to 90. Monday, partly sunny and more humid, highs 85 to 90. July 4th outlook, partly sunny, hot and humid with a chance of afternoon thunderstorms. Boo. Highs around 90. It's 81 degrees here in Silver Spring. It's 133. The number 882-WRC1 for your real estate questions. Ellen from Silver Spring, you're on WRC.
Yes, Roger, we enjoy your program.
Well, thank you.
I have 2 questions for you. First, we're in our 70s. We're selling here in Maryland, and we're buying out of state. Now, if we make settlement, how can we go about if settlement doesn't happen here before our settlement up there takes place? What would be the best way for us to finance?
Typically, what happens is you can get until the one, or they postpone the one out of state until the one in Maryland closes.
It's possible that we cannot.
That's possible. And what you could do is also just make sure that you keep the pressure on the buyers in Maryland to close quickly.
All right, now another thing. According to our age, must we buy a house comparable to the price we're selling here?
No, you don't have to, Ellen. It all depends upon how you want to plan your taxes. Anyone can use the rollover provision. The rollover provision is where you buy a more expensive house than the net price that you received for your old house. And by net price, I mean what you sold it for less your selling costs. And if you do that, you totally defer your gain. Is that going to be your situation, or will you buy a house for less?
A house for less.
About how much less?
Say about $75,000.
Okay. If you buy a house for less, you have a choice to make. You can use the 55 and older exemption from capital gains, and that allows you to defer up to $125,000 of gains. And if you wanted to, you could combine the rollover with the $75,000 exemption. Now, the rollover is mandatory. That means you have to use it. And so if you do use your one-time exemption of 55 and over, you won't get to use it again. And if your difference in the two house prices is $75,000, you will only use $75,000 of the $125,000. And sometimes you have to make improvements in a new house. So you may find that by the time you deduct your real estate commission, your cost of sale for the property here in Maryland, and you make some improvements in the new house, and you add the cost of acquisition, that 75 may jump down to, say, 25. Who knows? We haven't gone over the figures. But if that were true, then I wouldn't recommend using the one-time exemption, because later then you could sell the other house out of state and fully use the one-time $125,000 exemption. Thank you for the call. The number is 882-WRC1. 882-WRC1. We've got some lines for you, 882-WRC1. George from Alexandria, you're on WRC.
Good afternoon, Roger.
Good afternoon.
First-time caller.
Well, thank you for calling.
I wish you and your family a good holiday, a safe holiday.
And you too.
Yes, sir. Roger, my question concerns the HUD Section 236. And I can't seem to get a handle on that. I know about the Section 8, and they have there's 237 and so on like it. Could you give me an idea if you have a handle on the Section 236?
Are you referring to a type of mortgage?
Yes.
And it's a subsidized, graduated type mortgage? Is that the program?
I think it's for lower income first-time homeowners and so on like that, or those who are seeking to buy homes in the...
Yeah.
And they have graduated brackets.
Right, yeah, and I think the way that works is your payments are graduated, and it goes up, and I'm not exactly sure because I don't have the sections memorized, but I'll look it up and see if I can get some more information. But the way a graduated HUD program that I'm familiar with basically works is that you start out at maybe a 7% interest rate, and you then end up with later paying more to compensate for the lower payment. So it allows you to qualify and get in the house at a lower payment, and then they'll assume that your income will go up as the years go by, and then you could eventually get up to a market rate payment. The advantage of that is you start out with a lower payment. You will have a higher payment later on as a result of that. And if you can use that program, and that's the only way you can get into a house, I would recommend that you use it, because I think that we will still have at least moderate increases in housing values, and that you'll come out ahead buying, at least in this area. Now, in other areas, I might not say the same thing, but you'll still come out ahead.
Okay, now, along with that, now I still have my VA guarantee certificate.
Yes.
Do I, not necessarily in connection with this HUD thing, but do I have a good many advantages that other first-time home
Yes, with the VA eligibility that you have, you can buy at a very, very low down payment. And if you haven't got much cash saved, that would allow you, particularly since you're in Virginia, to buy with very little money down. And you can buy with even less money down VA than with a FHA loan. And so that's basically the advantage. In addition, I think the mortgage insurance is less than FHA. So if you're VA qualified, you can get a better loan than even an FHA loan.
Well, thank you so much, Roger.
Okay, thank you for the call. 882-WRC1 is the number. I'm Roger McClure, a 90 resident.
A resident gets more mail.
I'm a popular guy.
Okay, who gets the bank statement?
The junk mail.